So the problem we are facing is that nobody is adopting because it's stressful walking into an unknown environment and trying to find a dog that suits you. And this impacts the dog's welfare because the longer they're in the shelter, the more depressed can become, and that stops them from being adopted further. So the community needs a way to feel less alone in their adoption process in order to feel comfortable adopting a dog out of Wayside.
For the research slide, I put my annotated bibliography in the group's survey. With the annotated bibliography, that helps with the group's research of what to look for when we are trying to get dogs adopted, and also it really helped the questions for our survey. In the annotated bibliography, we talked about how it can affect dogs long term of being in the shelter with behavioral issues and how it can become a negative impact of them getting adopted. And so, a question we put on the survey was if people would ever adopt a dog that might have some kind of disability or even behavioral issues. And a lot of people said that they wouldn't just because they might have kids and they don't want the dog to be aggressive or bite them. We also put what people like what they would look for in a dog, so that can also give us an idea of what dogs to promote to get adopted. And so, with the research and the survey, that just really gave us a good grasp of what to look for when we are trying to promote dogs at Wayside.
So a deep dive into our survey, some of the feedback we got was that many people wanted multiple options when it came to dogs, whether it be their personality or how they look. Just overall, they wanted multiple options when adopting. A lot of people wanted extra information presented to them as well. So, like tricks the dog knows, whether the dog can be with kids or other dogs or cats, even. And also, lastly, a lot of people wanted post adoption help. So, they wanted recommendations on like trainers or training tactics, just other ways where they aren't alone after adoption as well.
All right, so my slides were about meeting the needs of our client. The ways that we went about doing this is we helped promote dogs and give them exposure to the public. Our two tactics to go about this were making posters. This is the pictures of the posters at the bottom of dogs that have been at Wayside for a while, and we hung them up around our school and in the community for people to see to draw attention to them. And then we also created an Instagram account called Wanted Waifs. That is dedicated to helping get long-term dogs adopted and exposed to the public for them to at least know that they're there and available to be adopted.
Okay, so I had benefits and usefulness, and for some of the factors I decided to choose were if we were able to go to Wayside Waves, we believe we'd be able to become closer with the dogs, but a little bit of a relationship. We'll just kind of get to know them more. I feel like we get to know the workers, the people there. I feel like they'd be able to give us information we need, and we'd also be able to kind of help them out if they have other questions. I feel like we'd be able to work together really well to just kind of get other problems solved. We'd also learn how the animals behave, because all these animals, like being in this environment, can really change them how they were from before. Like sometimes they like before they might have been around other dogs, and then now they're not around other dogs, so they're not used to being around other dogs, so they act different than they normally ever would. So the behaviors can really change over time, and it's such a key factor of knowing this, because knowing how they were, they might not be the same now. Some of the two last ones I had were to give information to the adopters. So if they're looking to adopt, we want to give them the most information we're able to. We want to help them out the most, because it works well on our part and works well for their part. But also being able to give them this information can really help them, relieve them of stress, because it is such a stressful situation to be buying an animal, because there's so many key factors in this. You got to take care of it, you got to feed it, and there's so much more. So we just want to personally be able to help them as much as we can, because then it is best on both of our parts.
Hello, my name is Thomas Fager, and I will be sharing with you the breakdown of our work thus far. First off, we have set up several meetings with our client and are still doing that throughout our project till the end. Next up, we toured around the Wayside Waves facility and our we looked at the pets and just what we're working with, who we're working with, and what we're working for. Next up, while we were there, we made goodie bags for each dog, so they have something to go home with. It's just kind of cool thing they do there. Just kind of make the family that's adopting make them feel like family. So yeah. And then next, we created social media pages advertising the pets. We made a Instagram page, and below we posted different dogs and a description at the bottom, just telling the people about the dog. Next up, we put up flyers around the school with each dog and a description of them, kind of like the social media page, but we just kind of wanted to share it to the school in case they didn't get to the social media page. So yeah, it has a description of the dog, a picture, and our contact info at the bottom.
Okay, our first picture up here on the left is our team picture that just introduces everyone. The one here at the bottom was us back in December when we took a field trip to Wayside Waifs. And we basically just made goodie bags for all the dogs that were going to get adopted during the holiday season at some time. And then when they get sent home to their new house and with their new family, they get a goodie bag. The next one is one of our team members, Olivia Davis, who volunteers at Wayside Waifs through Southland Caps, or like for Southland Caps. And she works every day with the animals. And then Jordan Moan, this is a picture of him making one of the goodie bags for the dogs during the holiday season.
So we're currently still working on the project, but that's just what we have done so far. Thank you.